With the success of HBO's The Last of Us, we're going to be seeing a lot of game-to-show adaptations. But can we still make a video game to movie adaptation work? Specifically, for horror. Could it even fix issues with the original games? With that, here's some horror video games that I think could be great movies. Be sure to subscribe and comment with your own picks. Let's do it! The quality of video game to movie adaptations on a scale of poop is somewhere between the Academy's decision to toss Jamie Lee Curtis a "We Like You" Oscar in 2023 and what happens 10 minutes after eating her sponsored yogurt. So when making this list, I'm not going the Watch Mojo route and just grabbing a cluster of popular games, but specifically picking ones that could actually work in a very different medium. Anywho, Dead Space is a prime candidate for a movie adaptation. By far the strongest aspects of the game are the sound design and dismemberment combat. The metallic footsteps, creepy whispers, and distant noises of known and unknown threats put you in a constant state of unease, and watching our lead mow down necromorphs, ideally with practical effects, could be joyous on the big screen. The worst part of the game is the story, which wavers between ripping off Event Horizon and acting as a repetitive fetch questathon with a shitty villain reveal. I like the game a lot, don't get me wrong, especially Chapter 6 and the boss fight with Twitter. But by focusing on the gore and atmosphere and refining the plot, a Dead Space movie could be a massive reinvigoration of the sci-fi horror genre. And boy, do we need it. The cynic in me once thought the found footage genre, creative-wise, might be dead. Bad dialogue, shit jump scares, dog acting, and balls innovation. Then Taiwan's Incantation reminded me that there's still a truckload of experimentation left. Why do I bring this up? Because the first-person nightmare Outlast is begging for a found footage movie adaptation. The protagonist uses a camcorder not only to record these events for a report, but as a source of night vision to survive. This solves the classic problem of, why are you still holding the camera, you dipstick? The facility of Outlast could lead to some really unsettling set design on screen. The decision of when to switch from normal to night vision mode could almost act as a roadmap for the screenwriter. The scripted moments, the pacing that seesaws between tense action and tenser stealth, oh my god, the villains? All of these are practically gift-wrapped for a found footage escape movie that's tighter than the sphincter of Rachel Zegler's agent whenever they check the news. Ooh. Outlast is already a terrifying experience, and if for nothing else, making a film version would give me more good picks for my annual 6 horror films that are actually scary video. Because I still think this film genre is in the doghouse, and if Outlast needs to deliver it a vicious punch to the gut to improve it, so be it. Next is The Suffering from 2004, which follows a man trying to escape a prison invaded by demonic beings. I'll be honest, I think this is the one on the list I want to see the most as a movie. The Suffering is a perfectly good game, but its main flaw, other than some graphical limitations, is the monotonous combat. Like Dead Space, adapting to film could be an advantage, as it forces one to cut out the fat. In a taut 100 minutes, you could focus on the main story and the best set pieces. The bit with Dr. Killjoy would be a delightfully creepy haunted house type sequence. But the reason why I want a film version so badly is the creature design. The enemy design in The Suffering is some of the best in all horror games, not only in how disturbing and creative they look, but in the clever way they follow a theme. See, each enemy is based on a specific method of the death penalty. Beheading, burned at the stake, gas, electric chair. There's so much to work with, and they could all look delicious on screen. Easily my favorite are mainliners, based on lethal injection, and the practical effects on those could look amazing. Glowing needles for eyes? Insane. I want to see more movies where the creatures aren't eclipsed by fan art. Is that so much to ask? Next is The Forest, which I know is technically a survival game, but has plenty of horror elements to justify its placement here. What starts as a standard survive the wilderness game slowly becomes more surreal and scary, and the gameplay does a good job of not letting you feel overpowered. Every time you get comfortable, you encounter something from the sketchbook of David Cronenberg, and it's shocking every time.
Run.
The monster design is straight up freaky, and like The Suffering or Dead Space, using practical effects for them could be a marketing win. The trips to the cave are some of the scariest in the game, and these could serve as a terrifying 15-minute or so sequence on film. Plus, flares always look sexy. I think the survival gameplay and RPG elements could translate very well to cinema. A character grows, has an arc, and in The Forest, you could structure the narrative through specific set pieces and discoveries. They grow stronger, explore, and get to the bottom of this world, which results in a twist I won't spoil that could be one of those lovely, oh shit moments for the audience. Budget-wise, The Forest movie could be a challenge, but one I think is worth taking. If we're spending millions on this, why not spend a fraction of that on something with some promise? Last up is a game many watching probably don't know about, so YouTube's watch time algorithm is really gonna spank me here. But I don't care. Condemned Criminal Origins is not just a hard-hitting horror thriller on its own, but honestly would probably make the best film on this list. Condemned is an older game and a gritty one, so while live action downgrades the style of many animes because it can't match the color and zeal, here we have a cleaner, better look at this grotesque world. Cinematography and production design can make these crime scenes pop. Settings like the derelict apartment, abandoned mall, and typical New York Metro could be even better realized with modern visuals. There's a foot chase in the household that could be a perfect heart-pumping climax, and the infamous bit with the mannequins would be a horrifying way to turn the pace down and the heart rate up. I mean, that shit was terrifying, but a big factor I'm missing is Condemned's focus on melee combat. Even with the older graphics, the combat is intense because it feels like real fighting. It's desperate and brutal, and this combined with the horror atmosphere and crime solving make for a damn good trifecta. Like a twisted combination of Brawl and Cell Block 99, 7, and the first third of the Batman. You know, the really good part before it got, dumb. And that's really the point of an adaptation for me. Take the best parts, the original concepts, and make them work in a new way. Video game shows may be the new toy for producers to eventually overdo and bury into the ground faster than you can say strong female character with no personality, but video game movies have a long way to go. And I honestly believe if approached with some actual wisdom, games like Condemned Criminal Origins and others on this list could be the visceral, imaginative, and scary as hell movies that we need right now. Just a thought. So what horror games do you think adapt well to film? What did I miss? Comment with your own list, subscribe if you want to support me, and enjoy the rest of the channel. As always, thanks for watching.